A very big collection of very important people joining up in Hardeeville this past Thursday to turn some shovels, turn a little dirt, and begin a project we're going to be living with now for the next, years and years. State Senator Tom Davis joining us. You were one of those folks. A huge day for the Lowcountry, beginning a whole string of them coming up, huh?
An incredibly important day. I mean, last Thursday at the Welcome Center, as you travel from Georgia into South Carolina, about a mile or two up the road on the right there's an exit for a Welcome Center. We had a official groundbreaking for the 3 phases of the I-95 improvement that begin this month. You'll actually see cones out there and work being done and machinery. And it's going to be 3 lanes in each direction, including the bridge from South Carolina to Georgia, or Georgia to South Carolina, both ways. 3 lanes in each direction, all the way from that state line to exit 8 in both directions. So that's just the first phase of the project, which is going to be $825 million. That's right. The largest contract in SCDOT history here in South Carolina for that I-95 widening project. But what I want the viewers to understand as well is that we have also worked to put the money in place for the remaining, widening of I-95 from exit 8 all the way up to Walterboro. So that will begin in 2026. The second and third legs are expected to run consecutively. So once you're done with that first leg, you roll right into the second and third leg. So it's going to be 5 or 6 years worth of construction. A lot of it's going to be done at night. They'll do the best they can to make sure that traffic isn't impeded, but we're going to go through some growing pains for the next several years.
Sure. Does the 5 or 6 years, does that get us all the way to Walterboro, or is that just this first segment through exit 8?
Yeah, the 5-year projection gets us from the Georgia-South Carolina line to exit 8.
Okay.
But the improvements in regard to from exit 8 further up to Walterboro, those will begin in 2026 and 2027.
Okay.
And so there'll be work being done simultaneously and moving forward. But, any way you look at it, you're looking at 5 years from the Georgia state line to exit 8, and then additional years to go all the way to Walterboro.
Right, but we're not talking 5 more years and then 5 more years. It should be a whole lot shorter than that once you get started, right?
That's correct, because they will begin the second and third stages, as I say. The second stage will be in 2026, and the third stage will begin in 2027. So there won't be 5 years from now. It'll be a bit shorter than that.
Something else that might be important to talk about is the bridge. The Georgia Department of Transportation was also a part of this groundbreaking because a new bridge over the Savannah River is part of everything. Tell us logistically how that's going to work out.
Yeah, well, that's going to be split equally between the state of South Carolina and the state of Georgia, since, the Savannah River is the line between the 2 states. So there's an agreement between the Georgia DOT and the South Carolina DOT to split that particular cost. And so every effort is going to be made, and there will be no impairment of existing traffic flow both ways from Georgia to South Carolina while this construction is being done. So it's been engineered to minimize the disruption to motorists.
Now, is this going to be a 6-lane bridge then? 3 each way, the new bridge?
It will. It'll be a 3-lane bridge in each direction. 3 lanes, I-95 in each direction, going from that bridge all the way and extending to Walterboro. And so I should also point out that I-95 improvements are taking place as well from the North Carolina line coming southward on I-95. So I-95 is a priority of the DOT. Record-setting amounts of money have been set aside for that project. And so we're going to go through some growing pains, but it's going to be a great finished product, and I'm excited for my constituents and people of South Carolina.
Absolutely. All right, since we're talking roads and we're talking bridges, I got to ask you, what's the latest on 278? Things have been quiet for the last month or so. That always scares me. What's up?
Well, quiet in this case is a good thing. It's the modified scope for the Hilton Head Island Bridge has been approved by the South Carolina Department of Transportation, approved by the State Infrastructure Bank, approved by the county, approved by the town. It will be a new 3-lane eastbound span extending from Bluffton across Pinckney Island all the way to Windmill Harbor. That 3-lane span will be the first leg of an overall project. The westbound span will have to be done at some point in the future. Now, there is an outside shot that there may be some federal funding for the westbound span as well. And an application has been submitted to the federal government to fund that additional $200 million to do the westbound span. But right now, what's been approved and what's moving forward on an engineering basis is just that new 3-lane span parallel to the existing span going from Wash Creek to Windmill Harbor.
All right, keep that hard hat handy. Thank you so much, Senator Davis. We appreciate the time.
Thank you, sir. Take care.
Lowcountry State Senator Tom Davis. We'll be back with more right after this.